expressed on the Edge are not necessarily those of this radio station, its staff, management, or other sponsors.
Alright folks, welcome back to another evening with your host Larry Catt on Spiritually Speaking. And tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to have a guest on. How about that? People say this young in its infancy stage of a show like this is not really a good idea to do your own thing. You usually have guests and keep the entertainment value as well as the information value alive and fresh and I don't know how you want to put it, maybe, I don't know, a little more involved, I guess, but you know, something has been on my heart for a period of time. I've worked with the youth in many facets in my life. I've worked with a youth church group. I was an assistant youth director with a church. I was involved with the United States Air Force Auxiliary, the Civil Air Patrol, and I was a deputy commander of a squadron, which I was in charge of all the cadets, which was the teenagers that were involved in the search and rescue training and the things we did to get them acclimated for military service. And I have two teenage boys of my own. So this week, tonight, we are going to talk about the teen peer pressures that they go through. Now, folks, if you want to just, stop and think for a minute about the things in this world that our teens have to put up with trying just to be a good kid. They are trying to keep themselves free from alcohol and tobacco and drugs, as well as keep them away from the defiling things of pornography and the explosion of internet porn. We have a lot of things as parents to be worried about of the influences of the world with our children. And I share these worries, as like I said, being a father of two teenage boys myself. And those things I mentioned just now are just the tips of the iceberg. There are many more things out there that are endangering our children's lives and their walk with Christ. Those that are Christian young people are already have that stigmata about them, that label. I know a big T-shirt that went around for a while, and it was actually a song. I believe that the group was called DC-10, a Christian contemporary group, and I may be wrong about the artist, but I know the song was called Jesus Freak. And there's some T-shirts going around that a lot of, fortunately, a lot of teenage kids. Not kids, well, kids did too, I guess, but young adults wore those with pride, and I was excited to see that. I mentioned in a sermon back when I was preaching, when I was an assistant pastor, I said one time, I said people call us Jesus freaks, and I'll be a Jesus freak till I die. If you want to call me that, you want to label me that, if that's what the world wants to call me, just one of those Jesus freaks, well, then that's where they can do that, and I'll be happy to take that title and wear that with pride. But tonight we're going to focus on the youth. I've seen some disturbing videos. I've seen some disturbing things you can see them every day on the news, of how the youth in this world have been literally turned upside down by our society. It's turning from God. We live in a godless society, and folks, if we try to convince ourselves of anything different, we are just absolutely lying to ourselves. This program tonight is going to be meant to shock you, is meant to horrify you, its intent is to even make you cry. And you might say, well, Larry, why in the world would you want your viewers to cry? I want you to cry in outrage. I want you to cry in anger. I want you to cry to motivate yourselves and to fire up your desire to be a part of the solution into getting all the young people that you come in contact back on the right side of the tracks. Not every youth, not every young adult out there is a Christian, and I'm not naive to even think that that's even true. I know they're not all Christians, but the devil is out there in full force. We see it in our television, in our papers, in our theaters, in our video games. Just the amount of things where the devil's influence is, and we need to be on the attack. We need to be on the attack and defensive posture, for that matter, and we need to make a stand. So tonight, walk with me. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to your heart. Listen to the video presentations that we've compiled together. I take this opportunity too to welcome on a new member of the Spiritually Speaking staff, David Paul. And yes, it was the guest we had from last week. David Paul has been a long-time listener and participant with The Edge in small ways. But David Paul is actually the research coordinator for the show tonight, and he will be on staff from now on. And I'd like to welcome him on board, and we're happy to have him. And you'll be hearing from Paul again on the show in 2 weeks. We're bringing him back, and it'll be another exciting show. Last week's show was a great show, and we're looking forward to David Paul again in 2 weeks. But tonight, folks, let's take that walk. Let's take that journey, and let's put away the distractions. Turn off your televisions. You know, maybe even dim the lights a little bit, and just concentrate on the video screen in front of you. And let's see what's out there. Let's open our eyes. Let down the veil of denial. Let go of the excuses, children just expressing themselves. And let's walk in their world. Let's see what they see. And let's do something about it to make it a different picture and a better life for them. We'll be back to get involved tonight in teens living in a godless society after this break.
For you today, but you didn't show. No, no, no. I needed you today. So where did you go? You're too